Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 2nd of 2021, and ever since the very end of the sequel trilogy and The Mandalorian Season 2's finale, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and others out there. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are really hard at work on developing many TV shows out there like Ahsoka. They're even involved somewhat with Star Wars Kenobi, and also they have Mandalorian Season 3 and 4, as well as the reformed version of Rangers of the New Republic. So they have a lot on their plate and more TV shows to be announced later this fall. Okay, so this fall of 2021 is going to be a big deal for announcements, as well as 2022 at Star Wars Celebration. Now, for a while now, Kathleen Kennedy has been really pouring pretty much all of her energy into Star Wars The Acolyte TV series with Leslie Headland. This is a show that's having a lot of problems behind the scenes, given that there's been a lot of rewrites, a lot of firings, a lot of creative differences. Really not all that surprising, since Kathleen Kennedy is more so involved in the creative scope, right? So, when we go beyond all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with Jon Favreau and exactly what's happening behind the scenes when it comes to the overall new Star Wars universe, which, by the way, is crucial right now because they have to do everything completely, pretty much dead on point with the Star Wars Legends material that they will be resurrecting. That's exactly their major plan as well, to bring back a big chunk of Star Wars Legends to be inserted into the Disney canon in multiple ways in shows like Ahsoka and others out there. So the thing that really is a big deal right now has all to do with Jon Favreau. Now, with Disney and Lucasfilm now primarily focused on their new Star Wars universe, such as with projects like Star Wars Kenobi and more, it's described, however, that creator Jon Favreau behind the scenes is getting ready to reform Rangers of the New Republic into a brand new Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that will use a brand new lead character. However, it's best described that just recently Jon Favreau made a major change to the Star Wars universe by canceling a major Star Wars TV series that was being backed by Kathleen Kennedy. This Star Wars TV series is indeed described to be a High Republic TV show that Jon Favreau recently canceled and was given the go-ahead by Disney CEO Bob Chapek. Now, this has been long in the works of Jon Favreau pushing for the show to be canceled, since Kathleen Kennedy was aiming to have it cross paths with Jon's future Star Wars shows that would have borrowed some of his canon material in yet-to-be-announced TV shows. Now, the main reason why Bob Chapek gave Favreau the go-ahead to cancel the series was because it was going to be a retcon-heavy TV series against the Star Wars lore that George Lucas had created, the Old Republic. Kennedy was actually creating a universe that would essentially have the High Republic rewrite history of the Old Republic timeline in many different ways for the Star Wars fandom. It's described that Favreau canceled the High Republic series, also given that Kennedy was pushing for this to become her own Star Wars universe that would shift away from the philosophy by George Lucas. Now, this show that was actually canceled was said to be an animated TV series for the High Republic, a lifelike animation style. Almost think like the video game cutscenes of the Old Republic or other high-end video games out there that have those lifelike animation cutscenes. That's what they were aiming for with this High Republic TV show. Here's the big deal now, though, is that Jon Favreau is focusing primarily on reforming Rangers of the New Republic and other TV shows out there that's going to be announced this fall. They're looking at either October or November, where tons of new shows will be announced to be added to the new roadmap of Star Wars. So, looking forward to that as well. The thing about Kathleen Kennedy, alright, this once again proves the fans' point that she does not care about the fans. Let's focus on the Old Republic era. The fact that she wanted to use the High Republic series as a way to retcon many aspects of the Old Republic timeline, especially from Star Wars Legends, and kind of taking many aspects from that actual story and really changing it in a drastic way. would have been disastrous. It really would have been. I think it would have created more backlash than The Last Jedi did by the Star Wars fandom. It would have, 100%. What Kathleen Kennedy does not realize is that Star Wars, to the fans, it's more than movies, it's more than TV shows. It has a nice philosophical backing to it, and that's exactly why it makes it so strong, is because it has a lot of philosophy, it has a lot of mythology embedded within its nature, and that's what really makes it so unique from Marvel or from Harry Potter. It really is its own dedicated thing that George Lucas created back in the 70s. And I think it's just very offensive that Kathleen Kennedy would even think about rewriting the philosophy by George Lucas and what Star Wars stands for and exactly what it means. So let's also dive directly into the High Republic. Now, the High Republic takes place 200 years before Episode 1. The Acolyte TV series is indeed still on. It's going to focus more so at the end of the era, kind of tying more into the Phantom Menace. And that's exactly why that show is going to have some major retcons to the prequel trilogy movies. That's one major thing to worry about, is the fact that the Acolyte series is going to introduce retcons to Revenge of the Sith, to the Phantom Menace, to Attack of the Clones, and even the Clone Wars show. And I think that this is very dangerous for Kathleen Kennedy to step into a territory like that of messing around with the timelines. Because, granted, say what you will about the prequels, say what you will about those movies, they have their amazing moments. They have their great moments by George Lucas. He actually knew what Star Wars was, and those movies had a Star Wars feel to them. Unlike, to me, with the Disney movies, it felt very disjointed at many times. It didn't really feel like it captured what Star Wars should have been. I've always said this time and time again. There's many moments in episodes 7 through 9 where it just does not feel like Star Wars at all. Great example, the Casino City of Canto Bight in The Last Jedi. What in the world was that? I don't know. It took up a lot of time in the movie that could have focused more on Luke. But let's move on from that. The fact that, Jon Favreau was able to successfully cancel the series is a big success. It's a big win in this game against Kathleen Kennedy to pretty much take away anything, all the residual projects that she was working on, and just prevent them from even happening on Disney Plus in the long run. Now, the High Republic, the only thing that really it has going for itself is the fact that it's going to focus on a younger version of Yoda, alright? Give or take a 700-year-old Yoda, per se. Around there, maybe even less than that. Because if you do the math, it's 200 years before Episode 1, depending on exactly where it's placed. We're not quite sure, but that's the estimate. We're going to have like a 680 to 700-year-old Yoda. And that's going to be very interesting because he's going to be more mobile, he's going to be more action-driven, and that'll be fun to watch. But that's about all it has really going for itself. And there's been a lot of talk of Yoda being placed into the Acolyte TV series. Apparently that's going to be the driving force of the show and the marketing. So we'll have to wait and see. But overall, guys, like I've said before in the past, let me know what you think about this entire situation with Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.